Hey Aquarius, welcome to my channel. And boy, I feel like I've got my voice back. So I'm so thrilled to be here, guys. Let's jump into this week and see what fresh energies are coming out for you, okay? This is going to be a weekly read. We'll start off with what Spirit kind of wants you to know, and then we'll get into career, money, and finance, and then we'll jump into love at the end, okay? And whatever comes up, it's in relationship to that particular subject. What I mean is that this will be Spirit, what Spirit wants you to know, and then this will focus in on, my second spread will focus in on money and career and finance and that type of thing and love, etc. So, all right, let's just dive in, okay? Thanks for all of you that have been patient with me in terms of like my just getting better. It's like I finally feel like I'm no longer coughing. I feel so much better. So, in any event, let's dive in. And thank you all for that have been booking private reads with me. I certainly appreciate you so much. And if you are interested, guys, click the link in the description box below for your private read. So what does Spirit want you to know most? What wants to come out for that? All right. Let's take a look at what we've got here. All right. So give me 3 cards. Okay, that flipped over. What was that? Ah, we got the Queen of Pentacles. You got money on your mind, or you're really focusing in on nurturing yourself or others around you. Let's take a look at what we've got. I'm going to take everything as it comes out. So whatever comes out is supposed to come out that way. Okay. All right. And then give me, I'm going to get some other samples here underneath here. I'm going to clarify with some soul trees underneath it to kind of give us a pretty good idea of a little bit more of the energy here. Okay. So let's dive in. So what I'm getting in what Spirit wants you to know most is the Queen of Pentacles. Now, she is very motherly, generous, very sensible and nurturing. Now, you could be taking on that energy, whether is it you're focusing on self-love for yourself, but I think you're focusing in on harvest. You know that there are obstacles in the background, but you're all about bringing in harvest to the situation. She is very practical, and she's very down to earth, and this could be you, okay, taking on this energy. Now underneath that, yeah, you're welcoming. I get welcome. All right, so I feel that you could be welcoming in the nurturing. You're welcoming in nurturing yourself, because you know that when you do so, you bring in harvest for yourself, but you also bring in harvest for others. So it's not by nurturing yourself, Aqua, you nurture others, and it's easier for you to do it and overcome any sort of obstacles, is what I'm getting. So you're kind of welcoming in this new energy of how you communicate with yourself emotionally, spiritually, and even mentally too. You're welcoming in a new way of being, and again, it's all about nurturing yourself and being very practical with your energy, effort, and time is what's coming through. Anything else that's going to be key for you? What Spirit wants you to know most? What do we get? Knight of Swords. Yeah, being very curious. So this could be being very focusing in on being very direct, very excited, very ambitious. Okay, the thing to watch out for here is being a perfectionist or focusing in on what's the word that I'm looking for? Focusing in on being too opinionated. Okay, that's the word I was thinking of. Being too opinionated, or something comes through. But I feel that there is an opportunity for a new beginning, and the time is now. So Spirit's saying, okay, now that you have learned to really take good care of yourself. Now, again, this is for some of you. You could have been, upped it a notch to really, because you have a lot of us Aquarians have focus in on other people, and so it's really bringing in the harvest to you so you can bring in the harvest to others. And it's a new way, and it's a new cycle for you to do this. So you're being very curious maybe about why you didn't do that before. It's like, what was I thinking, But again, it's just changing a program in some sort of way. So I got the Wheel of Fortune, which is, right at the bottom of the deck, of being curious and welcoming in this new particular cycle. Now, what I also get here is the 3 of Cups in reverse. Now, this is talking about isolation and solitude. So maybe you had to focus in on that. Now, the thing to be careful for is not to do it in excess, okay? You've spent a lot of time and doing alone time in meditation and doing your work. But don't forget that there is also a physical world out there that is having that is about your participation in that too. Now let me take a look at what comes underneath. Nourishment. Yeah. So this is perhaps not this is about nourishment. Now the nourishment is in reverse, which again tells me that there is something that's taking place here. You were in isolation and not nourishing yourself. So maybe you were overworking. Now these are emotions. So with the Three of Cups, it could be like like a an imbalanced social life. So some of you, again, your independent time is incredibly important for your growth and personal development. And it does take a lot of alone time because it takes a lot of energy, for personal development, right? And you are such a curious being, but at the same time, it's saying make sure that you get out and socialize with others. That's going to be key as well. So it's about balancing it out. Balancing this out here is going to be key because nourishing yourself is very, very important, but also getting out there. I feel that getting out there is going to be key because there's something imbalanced. Okay, so that will be something that's coming out in the collective right now. That there is a little bit of solitude that could lead it to a little bit more loneliness. So balance out your social life. Is there anything else that comes through for that? So that's going to be key. Kind of watch out for. King of Cups, balancing out your authority of your emotions. Okay. So having authority over your emotions, I think you're there, guys. I think that you really have taken a deep reflection in this time period here when you're welcoming in this new cycle, and you have authority over your emotions now because you've had some time alone. So now it's time to get out there and put this practice into play. And that's what I'm getting in this real world. That's what I get coming through. Now, a lot of you, this is about starting something new, okay? So it's going to be very key that some of you might be kind of having a little bit of lack of confidence. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because you're on a new cycle right now. You have authority over your emotions right now. But what's happening is there's a little bit of fear in terms of evolving into that next step. You're on a new cycle. You have authority over your emotions. And like I said, now it's time to put that practice that you've been doing internally in incubation period. Now it's time to put it out into the world. And so it's time to step in to that Empress energy because otherwise it's going to keep you from evolving. Okay. So Spirit just wants you to know it is time to birth something new. And if you don't, you won't evolve. And isn't that why you spent your time like here, like in this area here where you spent that time alone? You can't, it's all about, it's not just mental. It's about getting out there and moving the body, putting it into practice and going through the inspired action and the motions. So if there's something that you're looking to do and you're a little bit afraid to do it, this is indicating that you need to, that it's kind of pushing you and nudging you. Aquarius, it's time. It's time. You got King of Cups. You balanced out your emotions, and you've focused in and drilled down on the curiosity of maybe why a certain harvest wasn't coming through, or why something about nurturing yourself and not just focusing in on the exterior and outside with others. You've done the inner work. Now this is having authority over your emotions in a new cycle. And you've had a lot of alone time, and now if you stay too long in this, it's excess of alone time, and it needs you to get out and balance social life as well. So it's time to step out, and maybe you need to network. Maybe something like that is coming through for you. Let's take a look at what else. Justice. Yeah, it needs to be more balanced, right? Libra energy. So it's time to balance that out, and that's exactly what's happening here, guys. And it's interesting that that Libra energy came through. It's time to balance something out. And look and the Empress is in straight up right here. So balancing something out is to birth something new. Something old that you've been doing is no longer serving you, and you know it. And I feel that you know it. So any advice that's going to be key for you here? What is any sort of advice that's going to be key for you in this particular area? Let me just I think I'm going to pull a soul trees on this one. Any sort of advice, what Spirit wants you to know? Collaborate. Yep. Get out there and collaborate with others, guys. That's what's coming through. Very interesting. And this is communication with others. This is the blue, so it's the throat chakra. So it's time to get out there. speak to others, collaborate, get to know others, start putting everything that you've learned to into play and into practice. This is about taking that inspired action to go for what you want to evolve. So Spirit says to evolve, you got to confront that fear, which is, again, that's false. What is it? False. Something's appearing real. False. I can't remember, guys. Note your comments below on what that is. False evidence appearing real. Again, remember that first word, it's false. So you are smart enough to know mentally. Now it's about swallowing that energy that's false, and now it's time to get out there and collaborate to bring in balance to your life. Okay, it's going to bring in balance to things, even your coin. So interesting, but that's what Spirit wants you to know most. Let's take a look at what comes through in career, money, and finance. What's interesting, guys? So it's time for you to get out there. Okay, time for you to get out there. Time is ripe for you too. Look at the Wheel of Fortune is coming out again. Wow. Wheel of Fortune. Well, I think I'll just keep everything as it comes out. Give me one more card. Oh, too many. Well, that flipped. I'll take that one. Well, then I just flipped these over myself, so we'll take that. Okay. So, and let's pull some soul trees on this to see what comes through for you here. What does Aquarius need to know in career, money, and finance? These are underlying energies underneath it. Well, I'm going to take as they come. Whoops. Whoops, guys. Hold on. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, yes. Okay. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So what I'm getting out of here, and this is focusing in on career, money, and finance. You're on a new cycle. Now, not a surprise. That came out and what Spirit wants you to know most. But this is a lucky time for you here, okay? I think that I'm clearing my throat here. I think what's happening here is that simplicity is maybe that you're making this new beginning or this new opportunity a lot more complex and a lot more confusing than it really should be, okay? So it's really what universe is saying, that this new beginning is simple. This is a good luck. This is, with the Wheel of Fortune here, it's a decisive moment. Some of you could be choosing what you want to do in terms of your career, making some sort of major change. This is fate and fortune, all right? So what this is saying is that it's time for this new beginning to come through, and it doesn't have to be confusing. Go with the flow. Sync yourself, body, mind, and soul, Aqua, with your energy, and this is going to help you in your career with the flow of what's happening. Give me another card on this for you. What do we get? Strength, inner strength. So this is having the inner strength in this brand new beginning. Leo energy coming through. So, you've spent enough time in incubation period, and like I said, it's time to be able to move forward. And I get the Hermit card, which is Virgo energy. You've already been enlightened. Now it's time to make progress, okay? Very much so. And that's about getting out and collaborating. So that's what Spirit wants you to know in the last read. But this is saying is that you've done the inner work. You've been isolated. You've already gleaned that information that you need, okay, after going within. And then it's time to start making progress on it, okay? Time to move things. Now, if you've been doing 3 things, it's time to focus in on 2 things. If you've been doing 2 things, for some of you might be focusing in on 1 thing. What this is looking at is that it's about making progress right now, okay? The 2 of Wands is planning and taking those early steps in that career, that new beginning. It is making plans. It is taking risks, okay? Overcoming fear, taking risks, okay? This is leaving your comfort zone, okay? So in your career, money, and finance, it's time to leave that comfort zone, okay? It's their movement. It's time right now. Again, it doesn't have to be complicated. Make it simple, all right? Because I feel that you're making it more complicated than it should be, okay? Any sort of advice in career, money, and finance on that part? Beliefs do come true. Your beliefs create your reality, okay? So think of it as if it was simple, what would I do? Just really focusing in on not overcomplicating things. Really it's about reprogramming your mind that's going to bring in more money for yourself. So your beliefs can come true. So be careful what you are believing in. And it's time to leave that comfort zone and start making progress and doing those first steps. Moving on, we get the Five of Cups in reverse. So this tells me that you're finding peace. You are moving on. You are content now, and you've accepted something that disappointed you in the past. And now you're having this kindness to yourself. Now, for some of you, it could have been a broken heart. But this is, or for others of you, this is about bringing your heart together, both sides of your heart together, and making you whole once again, and being kind with yourself through this blossoming time. So in your career, I feel that doing what you love is going to be key. Be kind to yourself during this time as well. You've had some sort of forgiveness and self-forgiveness, and you found some sort of peace. So now it's time to be able to, you met peace with the situation or what you needed to swallow in terms of your career, money, and finance. When maybe a job's not working out for you. Maybe you're being overworked and not being, paid enough. Maybe that you are needing to go to a next level in something, or maybe you want to change careers totally. This is being kind with yourself and doing what you love, okay? Or doing something differently, okay? What else do I get? Five of Cups. Interesting. The Five of Cups comes in upright. So this is interesting. You've got this dynamic of, acceptance and not acceptance. So a lot of the collective could be split in the middle here, okay? And that's interesting because this heart is split in the middle. So collectively, it's almost like 50% of you are in that disappointment stage, and the other 50% of you have done that self-forgiveness, all right? And now you're moving on, and you are being able to accept and be content with the situation. So if you haven't accepted, you're on your way. Okay. So what is the advice here? Because you're kind of like, again, it's kind of like split in two here. Any sort of advice that wants to come through in terms of your career, money, and finance? Be kind with yourself. Be kind with others. What else do I get? Yeah, don't try too hard. You don't have to push so hard, guys. And that's exactly what I was thinking here, because when I was getting simplicity, it's like, don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. Let it go and watch it flow. And that's why the universe is helping you out with this Wheel of Fortune. It's turning into a new cycle so you can jump on that new timeline and to be able to move forward. So don't force anything that doesn't want to move forward. Let it go. Take inspired action and watch it flow. You don't want to burn yourself out. Don't overwork, guys, okay? For some of you that you've been burning yourself out, and it's time not to work so hard. You don't have to work too hard to get what it is that you want, all right? For that dream to come true. Now, what I also get at career, money, finance is balancing out. Okay, so you're balancing out and adapting to this new cycle and new energy. Some of you, again, starting a new career, or you're doing something different, or you're in a new industry, or just there's a new overall cycle for you here. What's coming through here is that a new approach is going to be necessary, right? So if you do the same things over and over again, you get the same results, right? So this is all about having a new approach. Maybe a lot of you are so focusing on trying to make something happen that you forgot that the universe is here to help you, to help allow something to happen. It's 50-50, okay? So it's almost as if put in the effort that you can, but don't go burnout, because you're not allowing. That's saying that you don't trust the universe and you feel like you have to work so hard. You're not putting the trust in the universe, when ultimately right here, guys, the universe wants to work with you. Focusing on your beliefs, all right, flow, rest. For you during this time right now, it is about being a little bit more lighthearted. It is about letting go and watching it flow. So put in the comments, guys, I let it go and I watch it flow. Now, again, there is a balance to that. It's just reminding you that a lot of you have been working too hard. So just make sure that you kind of balance that out. You're going through a paradigm shift. There's a new experience that's integrating here. Okay. So your cycle changes, it's about using that momentum and energy with the new cycle change to your advantage. That's how you co-create with the universe. So a new approach is going to be necessary in what it is that you do. So consider that new approach, because it's going to be helpful for you. Any other information that wants to come through? Career, money, and finance for Aqua. What do we get? Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning, a new opportunity, a new job offer. This is prosperity and abundance. If you try this new approach, guys, you are going to get this new abundance. This is about adapting to this new change and new energy. Granted, you've got this new opportunity here. Woo! I love it, guys. I love it. So career, money, and finance, some of you have new opportunities, something that you've been manifesting, all right? And it also talks about like what do I want to say? Like abundance, new opportunities, manifestation, resources. Yep, this is time to go for it. Step outside your comfort zone. Second confirmation, guys. What is it that you're stepping outside your comfort zone on, guys? Note it below. Let's help each other out here, okay? Now's the time because a favorable outcome is in alignment for you. And we do have the moon in Leo that's coming up tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a read, guys, a moon read for you. So make sure that you watch it. It's happening on the 12th. I'll give all the details, but just watch my channel there up until tomorrow because I'm going to be putting out some moon reads for you, okay? So I think that might help you as well, but that's what I'm getting. Very cool, guys. So make plans now. Step outside that comfort zone. It's going to be advantageous for you. And then what do we get in love? Coming through in love. All right. What do we get in love for Aquarius? All right. A lot of you are not even working on love right now. Yeah. Interesting. A lot of you are, I get the Seven of Pentacles. It's Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So this talks about procrastination, lack of vision, and setbacks. This is waste, impatience, okay? Why is that coming up for you here on your love life? I think that you're having impatience with finding a partner that is Ten of Pentacles of the legacy, and you've been focusing in on getting your rest to get out of fantasy and illusion and get a lot more clarity to eliminate the cloudiness coming through here, okay? So I feel that you are, it's like a lot of you are focusing in on your legacy and getting some sort of rest and recuperation and, rejuvenation. So you could be going through a rejuvenation period of out of the dream and into the reality a little bit. So a little bit more practicality attached to that. What else do we get? Yeah, this is, interesting. So this is focusing in on lack of vision and has you going within is a mystery to you. Why do I have this lack of vision right now? Why do I have impatience or these setbacks? Why am I procrastinating? It's mystical. It's about communication. What do we need to know about this mystical communication? This is crown chakra and throat chakra and trying to get that clarity. High vibes. It's about surrounding yourself with positivity. So it's about your frequency, guys. So this is about playing the tune to the frequency that you want to attract, okay? You don't listen to music you don't like, right? So why would you think things that you don't want, negatively on that? So it's like focusing on your body and how your body reacts. In terms of in procrastination, it's time to surround yourself with some positivity. Maybe you need to focus in on your favorite tunes, focusing in on your tribe, focusing on others that are high vibing, all right? Because life has its ups and downs, like the Wheel of Fortune, and right now what you're doing is surfing it, okay? You are capable of overcoming any sort of adversity. You're one of the strongest and you're the most tested, I probably feel, of all the zodiac signs because you are all about, focusing on humanity, and you've got this, this is about, you have to approach it like a sport, right? It's like a sport. There's times that you help co-create the universe, and, you don't have to do it all yourself. And this is, again, you are capable of overcoming any adversity, and you know it because you've had the toughest tests out there. And so now it's about life surfing. It's like sometimes it's the waves are coming in, and sometimes I got to work a little bit harder. So it's kind of like the Wheel of Fortune. It comes up and then it goes down. It comes up and it goes down. Right now, it's up for you and it's turning for the best. So it's time to ride that wave. Yep, it's manifested. So in love, this wants you to focus in on high vibes and focus on the love that you desire, okay? Vibrational alignment is what I get. So astrology is going to give you the edge in this, but it's all about vibrational alignment. Your new desired reality is right here, right now, Aquarius. And in love, this is a partnership, and it starts, with writing it down on what it is that you want. It's like the universe already has your order, and now it's manifested, and it's bringing it into physical form. So it's an incubation period. There is a delay before it's going to show up in the physical world. It's not going to show up like that once you think it. There is a delay so the universe can get that alignment and set up the background for everything to come into play. Your job is to get into that alignment of the love that you want. And obviously, love starts with you. So it is about whatever it is that you want, a partnership. If you want more love in your life, just know that this new desired reality is already in place right now, okay? So anything else that you need to be aware of? Three of Cups. Yeah, this is about collaborating with others, friendships, getting out in community, gatherings, again, social events, getting you out socially a little bit more because that's going to bring in more opportunities for love, right? And and look it brings in a dream come true, Nine of Cups. So that could bring in a wish come true, all right? Anything more in terms of your love life? Ten of Pentacles, family, all right? So the Ten of Pentacles, maybe there's going to be a family introduction. Maybe getting around family is going to bring in confidence and happiness. Or maybe it's your soul tribe that's bringing that in for you. Okay. Anything more? Yeah. This is about not overburdening yourself. All right. So again, a lot of that's coming through here. All right. Anything more? Light the exciting. You're finding your soul's purpose. And I think that there's a new chapter and a new path that you're taking in love. There's a life change. And what you're doing, for some of you, this area is doing what you love, all right? Doing what it is that you love and lighting the exciting, okay? Or lighting the match in love and getting out there and socializing more, okay? You've had the rest, okay? Or those of you are getting that recuperation to get out of the fantasy and illusion, and you are focusing in on, focusing in on the practicality a little bit, okay? Yeah, with grace, you're being great. This is like with grace, the time is you're planting the seeds to begin now, okay? So what is your Ten of Pentacles, Aqua? What does that look like for you? Start planting those seeds now and do it with grace, okay? It all starts, I feel, guys, with the self-love. It all starts with self-love. And you know what? The universe is going to give you a surprise in love and what you didn't expect. There's a gift from the universe here, okay? There's a twist of fate that happens. I swear, you guys, this is a perfect time to get what it is that you want, okay? The ultimate love. The surprise, ultimate love, right? So this is, you're forgiving others, but you're forgiving yourself, and you are changing the inner so it changes your outer, and you get an opportunity in love. It's all about being loved, loving what you do, because if you love that you're coming from love, you're going to attract the like. So when you have unconditional love, you love yourself, love is attracted towards you, okay? Anything more that's going to be key for you here? Chariot, take action, move forward with faith, okay? I mean, guys, this is beautiful. Look at the bottom of the deck, Two of Cups. Look at this. You're just going to attract it. Guys, I think you're prime, and there's something that it's just, whatever it is that you are wanting, this could be, again, what you love to do, or, love life in itself, it's time to ignite and to move forward, because that Wheel of Fortune is not just happening in one area of your life and career. It's happening even in your love life, in all areas of your life. So just know that whatever it is, focus in on high vibes and start igniting the exciting, your soul's purpose, your new chapter, your life change, a new love. Share your unique gifts, because when you get out around others and move forward on faith, you just attract it. And again, you get a surprise. And look at surprise, ultimate love. And then, of course, the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck, right? So be it. you're not going to see this coming, guys, because I just pulled this at the top of the deck and I got the moon card. So stay tuned for the moon read that I put out tomorrow, guys. I'm going to leave it there. So much love and light, guys. Smash that like button to support your girl here if this resonates with you. And if you look to book a private reading, you can click the link in the description box below. Till next time, Aqua, namaste.